Welcome to the final session of Display Express training. In this section, we're going to cover features that have been recently introduced with Display Express 7, which gets into preset panels, TV control panels, and also loop alerts. We covered alerts a little while ago, but we've added a new feature in Display Express that helps with setup and testing of systems. The big change, as you can see on this page, is all of our control panels. We've added colored buttons and also a softer rounded edge to the buttons rather than basic square buttons in the design. And when you activate the functions, you'll see the edge will show up to show that you've pressed the buttons. A little more clear indication in the past. And there are two styles of control panels that you can create. In the past sessions, you learned how to create schedules and how to attach presets to schedules and create presets. Now we're going to use presets and TVs in a different way, putting them onto control panels that people can use. So here is a control panel, in this case, and the idea is you can place presets on the panel and you can assign multiple panels to help people out. When you click on a button like this one, this is a site where there's Windows area and a Super Suites area, and the left TVs, there's pairs of TVs in each side. The left TVs will go to the in-house channels, and over here the right TVs, when I click it, will go to ESPN. And we could add more buttons and panels to make that work. And so they can go to each one of the areas in the sports bar and set up arrays of channels and turn all the TVs on, turn all the TVs off, mute the TVs, and put the volume back where it was before. And all those are presets that you've created, and you just place them on a page so people can access them. And here's how these pages are created. You go to Setup and Control Panels, and these will use presets. So let's look at that Super Suite page that we just saw. And there are several things you can do. They're arrayed in rows and columns. I can have up to 25 rows, and I can have up to 4 rows or 4 columns of buttons. In this case, I've set it up for 3 columns, and I have 10 rows to give me room to set up my buttons. And what you're doing is you're picking a preset, let's say, all TVs off, and you click a grayed out area on the page to assign a button to that section on the page. And then you can go back and say change color only, and I want to take this button and make it a brown color or a green color. And it's important when you do this, when you get into doing colors, is select change colors only after you've done things, because otherwise if I have presets and I hit a button, I'm going to paste the preset as well as the new color that's been selected. So I like to arrange the buttons as I like them. Then I go to change color only and then color the buttons to see fit. If there's a button I didn't want, or I changed my mind about layout, I hit the clear button and then click the button I want to remove. And now that button's gone. And once you're done, you save the panel. So it's very simple. Put the presets on the page, select colors if you want to use those, and save all your changes and give it a name. The other page we call a TV panel, and this is another big area that we changed from earlier versions of presets. Aside from adding button colors and rounded buttons, now you can select any number of buttons on the page, pick a channel, and say go. And now all the TVs I selected will change to that channel. So it's a very simple page. You can click here, change clear, change it to fan vision, go. and set up all the panels quickly and easily. In this case, these are 2 sports bars at a stadium. In addition, I could take a variation to this page. We call it multi-purpose, where again I can select TVs, I can send it to a channel, but I can also change the volume, mute the TVs on and off, and I can click on, click off, click on, click off, and then reset the buttons. So in the channel page, as soon as I send the channel, all the selections clear. On this page, since you might do various things, I have to hit reset to clear all the buttons and then make new selections. Again, very simple. Here's the page, buttons, make the changes, and you're done. And the setup is very similar to what you did before. I'm going to either create a new page, edit something that's existing, or take a page I've already made and just copy it, because they're only going to make a few changes. The difference here is that you're still going to have a name, but I can choose between multi-purpose or channels only, and that regards this column right here, which will either show the channels and go, or the multi-purpose will show channels, volume, and power commands at the same time. You can change the font size. I tend to like the large size. The regular size is fairly small, not bad for a PC, but when you get into tablets and phones and smartphones, it's nicer to have a larger text to go with. Again, I can have 25 rows, but here I have only up to 3 columns because one column is being used up by the ready-made control panel on the right-hand side. Instead of selecting presets, I'm putting TVs on there. So I can make a freeform group that I've assigned. Let's say all the columns, and again I can put that there, or I can say all the zones, or pick an individual display. Here this is the control room, and put it in that spot until I have it set up. And again, I could change the color, or if I don't want that button there, I just press clear, remove buttons that I've decided to change in my layout. Again, really simple. Once I'm done, as before, I save or change the name and save. So this TV bar control screen is something I created with sports bar TVs. I went to control and I selected multi-purpose, so now the control panel will have on, off, and volume as well as channels, but the buttons are the same. So I just did a copy existing panel, changed the name, changed it to multi-purpose, and saved it. Again, very simple to make. The pages get really useful because now we can assign pages to people independent of the major program. And this goes into the users. So when you get the software, you logged in as admin. So that was a user we set up as a standard user in the system. And an admin, as you've played with the software before, they can do everything. They can add presets, they can create control panel pages, they can do schedules, add TVs, delete TVs, add changers, change channels, and do everything in the software. A system user can access everything the system administrator can, but they can't change anything. So they could manage presets, they can manage schedules, they can click presets, they can control presets, but they can't delete anything. They can't add TVs, they can't subtract TVs, they can't get rid of channels, they can't take anything out of the system that would damage anything. And a panel user has rights just to do control panels. So in this case, I might have people managing the bar, and I assigned the bar TVs and the control version of the bar TVs panels to anybody who logs in with the name bar. It doesn't matter whether it's upper or lower case. And you could also assign a password this person has to enter as well. And these are the control panels he can switch between when he logs in as that person. You might have pages with a smaller amount of buttons. I log in as iPhone, and they just have a smaller set of buttons that they can address. one case we have a stadium where the tour guide accesses a panel, and all they can do is control a few TVs in a demo area at the site. They can't touch anything in the rest of the stadium. They're just one little room. They can say, oh, look at this, I can turn the TVs on, change the channels and things like that, and they can do it from their smartphone to show the capabilities. And so that's where the power of display is, because you can personalize the panels to those who sign up, what panels, and they can select TV panels, and you can have a bunch of presets, all the TVs on, all the TVs off, things like that, but only affects the TVs in the area they're responsible for. And a very powerful idea in terms of Display Express. Also, for control panels, if you go to the options page, we have instructions there on how to create a JPEG of a specific size, and you can store it. So you can personalize the control panel. You can say Los Angeles Raiders or sports bar name, and have your own custom header on the control panels that have your own identity rather than Display Express. Very easy to add. The other feature we added is what we call a loop preset alert, and this works like a regular alert, but to have a special assignment. So here we don't have any, but I could take all on alert, and I can select all TVs on and just save it. Oh, I needed to say I want to do that every 2 seconds, and then I save it. It alerts me if I make mistakes. Now what's going to happen, I'm going to repeat this on command every 2 seconds. So in setting up a system, companies are getting very clever as far as where they're hiding the IR receiver on their TVs. It used to be you could take a flashlight, see the little sensor light up, and you put your IR emitter right on it. Now TVs are getting more subtle. You can shine your flashlight all day and you don't know where it is. So you can make this setup that keeps on repeating an on-off command, and as you set up the TVs, you can just start this preset and then hold the emitter by the TV until you see it alternate on and off, stick it there, and then go on to the next TV. And these will continually go on and off. If I want two channels, I could activate the second one. Let's see, edit this alert. I'll add preset 2. And here you might have, let's see, go to a channel. This will go to B, and this one will go to A. So you would have, and make this, I'll keep it at, let's say 4 seconds. Save it. Now when you do this, it's going to alternate between one channel and a second channel, and one channel and a second channel. So rather than a lot of on-offs going, when you set up your TV, turn it on, hold the emitter around, and then see it turn, watch the channels change. This is also handy for when everything's been set up. Turn on the TVs on, start this loop preset in the channels, and as you walk around, you can see TVs that are not responding, and mark that TV. Okay, this one's not responding, this one's not responding, and go through the list and then check the TVs. We did this at one recent site with a similar preset, and we were able to nail 5 TVs out of 200 that weren't set up properly within about 10 minutes just walking around. And most of the time, you know, the power wasn't plugged in, it wasn't set to the right address, and so it was very easy. It took us a half hour to test all 200 TVs in the site. So the loop preset is very handy. You're not going to use this all the time, but when you're setting up a system, it can be quite handy. And you can limit it to just one particular group of TVs, all the TVs, a zone of TVs. It's a preset, so you have total control on what you're telling it to do and which TVs are being controlled. So, and then you can launch it as you can do with other ones. We save that, and there's that alert. And you just hit it, it'll stay lit, and it'll flash, and then when you want to end it, just click it again. That stops flashing and the black line goes away, and you're done. So it's a very simple system set up. If you have other questions on Display Express, new features, you can send an email to support@crwww.com. You can go to our website at contemporaryresearch.com and go to support and select Display Express, and you can see instructions on how to install Display Express on a PC, how to copy all of your data and put it on another PC, new changes to Display Express, and all kinds of other issues for QMods and our tuners and other things that we make. And we're very happy to get feedback from you. Most of the features we've added in Display Express 7, as well as other features, have been really crowdsourced. Our dealers and end users, says, I like this, but I could use this or that. And we add those features with every new update that we have to customize this to the things that our customers like to do. And as we've said before, there's no charged updates. So if you have an older system and you want Display Express 7, go to the product page at our website, go to downloads, and you can download the installer. It's a Windows installer. You can copy it to that computer, run it, and it'll add the new features for free. And we've done testing with this with very, very old versions of Display Express, and we've had great success. There won't be any damage to your system in the changes that we make. We just add new capabilities to the features you already have. Again, contact us anytime. We'll make new videos and add new features as you want. Just give us a call at 888-972-2728 or email us at support. Thank you.